Welcome back, you guys, to Low Tech, and today we're going to be taking a look at two keyboards and two mice from Logitech and Corsair. On my left I have the Logitech G413 with the roamer mechanical tactile switches, and the G502 Hero. And then on my right, we have the Corsair K63 wireless ice blue. Alongside the K63, we also have the Corsair Harpoon RGB. Totally wireless mouse, can be used with 2.4 gig or Bluetooth. Alright, so let's talk about the keyboards first. And one you get a numerical pad, one you don't. One you get wired, one you don't. That's pretty, super surface level look at it. But with the Logitech, you're also getting Logitech Roamer G tactile switches. They're pretty tactile, they're a little clicky, not mega loud, but loud enough to notice. I actually like the feel, they're a little heavier, and the actuation is like 1.3 mil or something. And I think it feels really good. And I also really like that you can invert the function row to do volume and your track and your brightness adjust, because I don't really use function keys that much. I know there is some people that do, but you still get F1 through F6 as normal function keys, even if you do have function keys inverted. On the Corsair, you do get some stuff on the function keys, but it's like Android type things. You definitely get a home button, a back button, and a multitask button, and a search button, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and sleep. I believe since this has Bluetooth, they expect you to use it for more mobile gaming and things like that. And then it has your multimedia keys up top, so it has your stop, rewind, play, pause, fast forward on the left-hand side, and volume and mute on the right-hand side. The big difference is typing feel. With the Corsair, with the Reds, it's still pretty loud. Like, they're pretty equally loud. This is just a little bit more tactile, a little bit more firm. This is a lot smoother of an actuation. Secondly, and this is more of an aesthetics thing, the font they use on the Corsair keys, which I guess they're Cherry MXs, so you could switch them out with anything, is very gamer. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just, the font they use is so, it doesn't look very professional. That's really it. Contrast that with the Logitech, and it's, the numbers and letters are centered on the keycaps. Pretty generic font, but looks very clean, very nice. The centered light on the Logitech makes it feel like a much more premium product. Over here on the Corsair, since it's offset a bit towards the top of the keyboard, it actually kind of ends up looking cheap. Also, it's very heavy and it's very, very sturdy, but the plastic, I like the speed. The wireless is super good. I haven't had any real issues, just a couple times. It doesn't want to sync up immediately, so it takes a minute after waking up the PC to get back into it. Same with the mouse. So the mouse sometimes loses the DPI setting, but I figured that one out in IQ. Next up is value. So if you're going to a LAN party and you want wireless, for the price, this Corsair is very hard to beat. If you're just going to do it in an office setup or your home gaming desk, I would go with the Logitech. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger, so for like a desktop, home, or office setup, great. More mobile setup, go with the Corsair. Both are really good. You can't really go wrong with either, but I like the tactile switch, and I like just the look of the Logitech a lot more than the Corsair. Okay, let's talk about mice. A mouse is probably the most personal thing you can buy for your computer. It's something that only you can feel comfortable with, so my suggestion is go to some retail store and try to feel them in your hand. Corsair was designed with one grip, and that is the all-hand grip. Because if you hold it with these 4 fingers without your pinky just slides all over the table. I don't love that. I used to be okay with it until I started doing a lot of longer projects or longer gaming sessions. It actually kind of starts hurting my pinky because I'm trying to grab with it, kind of claw it on, because I don't like my hand moving on the desk or my finger moving on the desk. That's just like the way I grip. But I think for mobile, I think this is gonna go in my backpack, just to have when I go to work or something with my laptop. I love the scroll wheel. It's really nice and soft. I love the way it plugs in. It like plugs in all the way down here. Really nice. And you can do Bluetooth. You get a lot more battery life with Bluetooth, but you get a lot less latency with 2.4 gig. I think these are like $50 new. You can get them refurbed for like 35 off Corsair, and that's what I did. And honestly, the mouse feels and looks brand new. Let's come to the Logitech. The 502 Hero. And the coolest thing about it can have weights. So you can add and subtract weight as much as you want. But the Logitech has so many more buttons. It has a DPI switch up and down, not just like this, which has a DPI switch, but it only cycles through them. But I actually started using the DPI up and down quite a bit in some games, and it also has a aim DPI setting, so it like slows it down to 1000, so you can really just dial in that sniper and snipe someone. And the grip, I was surprised. I can do my normal grip where I'm comfortable for hours and hours and hours on end. And you have 2 different scroll wheels or modes. You can do the infinity scroll essentially, which just has it on some super smooth bearings, or you can do it more notched. I usually keep it on notched unless I'm going through tons and tons of photos or something. And then we have to talk about the elephant in the room, RGB. So on the Logitech, you get a little RGB, G, and then you get your DPI status bar. I think they're pretty unobtrusive because your hand covers the G, but if you need to look at a quick glance what DPI setting you're at, it just shows up super great. The Corsair has a giant Corsair logo, also has the forward and back page buttons, which I actually use a lot. And the Corsair logo, it's hidden, but your DPI color is right there. And like I said, you have to cycle through them. But I think the build quality on the Corsair is actually nicer. The switches actually feel very similar, but the side switches feel so good on the Corsair. I really wanted to pick between one, but on the mice specifically, I just can't. I really like both these mice a lot.